obviously with the Jackson County vote failing last month, it looks like new things are being at play here. Kansas is apparent. The Kansas City, Kansas part, they want the Chiefs badly, and they're doing whatever they can to get the Chiefs based on everything I'm reading. It seems like the Chiefs and Royals are going to go separate ways when it comes to the next vote. Chiefs are going to handle it independently. Royals are going to handle their whole thing independently. That's what the new thing is. But over the last 24 hours, new renderings of what a Chiefs stadium could look like in Kansas City, Kansas, have come out, and we have a video that we're going to play for you guys right now.
Oh, wow.
So JD, that looks badass. What are your thoughts on the renderings, and what are your thoughts on playing in a dome? So not only are we changing Arrowhead, I've seen a lot of people pissed off that these renderings have a dome on it. And you and I talked about the dome before. What are your thoughts on the stadium and having a dome as well?
I don't mind a dome. I like a retractable roof, so you can have a little bit of both. If you want to open up for the elements, sure, why not? You could. First off, let's just talk about the whole new stadium. But I do like that, maybe a dome, a retractable dome would be my preference. Man. So it looks great. It looks great. What I don't see, what I do not see from having something as new as that is the nostalgia, the feel for all the luster, all the glitz, the elegance of hard grit of Arrowhead Stadium. I don't see that. And that's something that you will lose. If you're saying that the Arrowhead Stadium GHA Field is the second oldest stadium in NFL right now, besides Green Bay Packers, I don't know if you want to lose that. I don't know. It's always having something new, but I do feel like something will be lost there. And yeah, it would be great to have, if the project is 5 years out, yeah, possibly. The 5 years to get used to it? Sure. 5 years to set in your head, we're moving, this is what we're going to get done. I like that part of it more so than anything else. But Sweetie says, I don't like it. She don't like it. She don't like it. She see me play in Arrowhead, but something about just being in that area, just getting used to it. When you come off the highway, you're seeing it off 70. But I think that's the bad part of it, is just not having that, like I said, the nostalgia of Arrowhead, and what people remember, right? So it's the winning for us, right? You want to give them something good, okay? And these guys they deserve something like this because of all the things. They need to be rewarded for those things. But man, you're talking about a lot of history, a lot of legacy, a lot of different things that you would lose if you decide to move from Arrowhead. So we'll think about Jerry's World. Go back to that. We'll think about Jerry's World. Look what that turned into. It's hosted every big event since it opened. Yeah. Well, they ain't won a Super Bowl either. So looks good. It looks great. And I get hosting big events, but maybe sometimes it's not what it's all about, right? Maybe it's not what it is all about. Maybe if you have your own separate entity from everywhere else, like this is the Mecca, okay? Football. What we've done is they have established, this team has established this as one of the main places that is winning, right? Everybody hates coming to Arrowhead, because you had to deal with the element. You had to deal with the sound of the stadium. You had to deal all these different things that come into with the Chiefs' legacy and the history of the game. So that's what you had to battle. You had to battle that, man. Update Arrowhead, but keep the nostalgia reputation. I agree with you, Hazy. I'm right there with you. The plans that they had to build in Arrowhead, I loved each and everything about it. I loved everything about it. So,
but that goes towards the Jackson County vote. I mean, that comes from.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it looked glamorous. It looked great. It looked beautiful. Shoot, for another team, sure. Yeah, I hate to see Arrowhead go away. Everybody would. Everybody would. Maybe the new school people coming in, like, hey, okay, well, it makes sense. And, but then you talk about the years that I'm talking about Chiefs fans and people on here who their parents took them to the game and, them going to the game. And, I had my first beer here, or maybe my first hot dog, whatever it may be, my first barbecue, sitting out there and, just being able to enjoy all the aesthetics of what it gives you. So it'd be a little sad thing to see for me also, but all the new plans that they have up there, hey man, it's what it's supposed to reel you in, Marcus. It reel you in with it, right?
It does look nice.
Oh yeah,
it does.
It's supposed to, man. This is a showstopper, right? So
Kansas is doing everything to lure the Chiefs over, man.
Yeah, yes sir. Yeah, the iconic, so
yeah, 100%. And I think the there's a few things here, and you guys have been kind of nailing it on the head there. You can host events year round with a dome. Retractable roof can do it too. You just close it up, and in wintertime you can host concerts. Super Bowl is now on the table. Well, once you get that, I mean, Minnesota's hosted the Super Bowl with their new stadium. And that's a cool part of the year, and they can host it with having the dome. It also snows a lot more in Minnesota than it does in Kansas City, but I get the point. But also too, Final Four is on the table now. You can host the Final Four in Kansas City with having that big having the dome, and also too. And I know this is a big part of the beauty about playing in Kansas City is having the weather. We saw that in the Dolphins game this past season. But I mean, Clark Hunt and the Chiefs, they're getting sued by a lot of people who had frostbite, who had limbs amputated because of that game. And I don't know if that's playing a part in this dome thing happening. Maybe they don't want to feel lawsuits on frostbite and people who got the limbs amputated. Although I will say, still, when I saw that report of lawsuits, like, okay, there's people. I'm sure some of those people were going shirtless and not wearing much for whatever reason. That's on you. That's not Clark Hunt's fault or the Chiefs organization's fault for you having to get amputated. You obviously didn't bundle up, and if you weren't prepared for the weather, don't go to the game. So
personal responsibility. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're on your own volition on doing things. I get that part of it. And that is one of those things that is very exciting. Okay. Very incentive based on seeing those things, of getting things there. I would love to post that in Kansas City, the Super Bowl and all those different things, right? I'm more, this is what camp I'm in. I'm more prone to going to places that's going to be warmer for the Super Bowl than anything else. I don't like cold places, Super Bowl. I just don't. If it's going to be cold during that time, I don't like it. Stay on some other places that, on the outside or whatnot, the outskirts. It's going to be a little warm, have some weather, so everybody can do some outdoor activities and whatnot. So I'm just opposed to that. So that's just me. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Have everything else though here.
Agree.
Yeah, have everything else though here. I love the draft was great in Kansas City, right? So, you can still have some people try to do some concerts in Arrowhead. Why don't you do it? How come you ain't doing concerts in Arrowhead like you should be doing?
Well, I think it's the year-long concert aspects. I know that Arrowhead hosts a lot of concerts spring and summertime, but as far as getting people in wintertime, having that in, you have the eligibility to do that at Arrowhead.
We don't need it. It's all football. But hey, this is football designated. Wintertime, football. Okay? Any other time before then, come have all your events all you want, right? Wintertime, football. I don't want nobody else on the field other than football people. They used to have the soccer stuff there, but Charles Driver actually had something funny. He said, Cal Waleski, all my buddies that aren't Chiefs fan have Arrowhead Stadium on their bucket list just because of the atmosphere. I'm going to be so mad if we leave. Yeah, that is one of the bucket list things that you want to do. Arrowhead, the Mecca, okay? Or even you don't want to say, Lambeau, but Arrowhead is right there with it. That's how so this is the merger. This is where everything happened. And so, but Charles Driver said, what did he say? He said, is it tornado?
Is it
tornado friendly? Yeah, but that's a really good question. All that glass and everything out there, Charles. Yes, very good question. You know how the tornadoes come out through that way. So,
yeah. But yeah, the blame of the Chiefs for their stupidity. Yeah, when I saw that you have seen it though. I mean, people sue McDonald's for the coffee spilling, how hot the coffee was. They sued McDonald's because of that. I mean, it's crazy. Some lawsuits. I mean, people get away with some of these things, and I don't know how. Just really good lawyers, I guess.
Jokers will sue you over anything. It's where it's at right now. So, the coffee and all of that. Like to blow off the coffee. JD pronounced my last name perfectly. Much love. I appreciate you, Cal. No doubt. Waleski, I got you. So, yeah, man. But this is, I think this is when we're talking about the nostalgia and stuff for Arrowhead, what it has. It'd be hard. It'd be hard, man, to lose Arrowhead. It'd be hard. Sometimes, man, this is what world is all about, right? It's about change. It's about, moving ahead, moving forward. But I say this, 5 years down the road, sure. Okay, let everybody get used to it. And this is where it is. And, you got enough time for your guys who have it on the bucket list to come see Arrowhead before it goes. So that's how I feel.
Yeah. Right? I'm with you, JD. I'd like for them to preserve Arrowhead. Although that did look badass, the state of the art. Would love to have that. If there's some way they can make that happen at Arrowhead, all for it. Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Let's say I don't know if there's a way. I have to ask my girlfriend because she's in construction, so she knows about that stuff. Is there a way they can possibly put a retractable dome on the existing Arrowhead, or would that bother you? Because that is kind of that's hindering the stadium a little bit.
I know. I think it could be done. I looked at it, and I think they had where it was almost where it came up, and I think they said they were thinking about almost having like a retractable dome, or at least partial dome, right? Okay. They take out some of the elements. I think that'll help too. Can he construct it? Sure. I don't know, man. Like you said, it had to go into like the plans. When construction engineer, they'll have to get all that down and say, yeah, you can do it or no, you can't. So
I'm sure there's a way they can do that. But it's but at the end of the day, it's going to come out of Jackson County, and I believe they're going to offer up some more options. I saw a report earlier to try to keep Missouri in play with keeping Arrowhead Field. Sorry, GHA Stadium at Arrowhead Field.
Yeah.
So it's already changing. The nostalgia's going right there, GHA.
Yeah, hey man, but everybody understand it's still Arrowhead, right? It's still at the same area. People could call it GHA Field. People that's been there who's known it, it is still Arrowhead. I still call it Arrowhead. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll give you the GHA. I'll call it that. No question. No, yeah. Respect it. But it's Arrowhead. Yeah, no matter what.
So looks like consensus. We had consensus on the DK Metcalf thing. Everyone's agreeing with each other tonight. Consensus on the DK Metcalf thing and the consensus on keeping Arrowhead. So yeah, none of this Arrowhead 2.0 stuff.
Yeah. So Arrowhead 2.0, the whole 2.0 thing again, right?
You can't recreate it, JD. You can't recreate something.
Yeah, man. Everything's got to be as original. That's it. There's not going to be another Arrowhead out there. You know, when they implode it, when they get rid of it, that's going to be the only one Arrowhead that you know. Okay, that's the original. That's
no Travis Kelce 2.0, no Tyreek Hill 2.0, and definitely not Arrowhead 2.0.
No, right. No.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.